Art is too important not to share. Welcome to the Allie and Callie Artcast.
Hi, I'm Allie.
And I'm Callie, and we're with the Arts and Culture Alliance. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Callie. We're back.
Hi, Allie.
It's been a long winter.
It has been.
But the sun is shining today.
It is.
And
It's
I'm
beautiful.
excited to be back to season 3.
I know, it's very exciting. It's been a nice little break, but I'm happy to see you finally.
I know.
Like I haven't seen you.
I know, right?
But
We
I
see
know.
each other all the time.
All the time. But let's see. I hope you had a nice Christmas.
I had a nice Christmas.
And you've had some family. Visit?
Yes, we've had some family visit. We've gone on some trips.
Yes.
A few trips. We've got another couple of trips planned.
That's exciting.
And you have some great news.
I do have great news. I finally joined the Grandma Club.
Yes, you did.
So my little Selah Page was born January 24th, and she was 7 pounds, 8 ounces, and she's a beautiful little girl, and I just love her so much, and the parents are doing so well.
That's
which
great.
is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because they're very young,
'Cause they're
and
young.
just very proud of them. They're
Yay.
doing great, and what else can I say? And my daughter is buying a house with her boyfriend.
That's right. How's
So-
that going?
Oh my God! Well, they're gonna dig ground any day now.
Oh my God, that's
it's gonna go
amazing.
fast. So they got a great property out in Hayden. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, how old are you? There's so
Go to
more.
school and become a nurse.
You can do it. Don't be an actress. I'm just saying. No, I'm just kidding. Things went well for me. It just took me a lot longer.
Right.
So, but everything's great. So my kids
Good.
are great, and then I have a couple trips planned in March. Actually, I'm going to go to San Diego because it'll be my 25th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah. And
When
then
are you going to San Diego?
like the 20, 21, 22, 23,
Oh, we're going to
somewhere.
miss you because we're going to San Diego in early March.
Oh, well, shoot.
Yeah.
We'll be 2 ships passing.
Yes, we will.
But then, of course, I got the big trip in Italy.
Yes,
in
you have
May.
that to look forward to.
And I've got some shows coming up. I'll be in Sunday in the Park with George. That's in May. April, May. And Steel Magnolias. I got a few things in the works, but I'm very excited.
Yay.
Lots of good things. So,
Yay.
And the arts and culture has got a lot going on.
We do have a lot going on.
We're back with Art Walk.
Yep, we are planning the Riverstone concerts. I've got the lineup almost ready.
Yep.
The studio tour will be the end of August.
We've got music for the Wise going.
And a couple of fun fundraisers we'll keep you tuned in to.
Yes, and we also have those little art galleries.
Oh, the little mini art galleries.
And we're going to have a new one.
A new one on Government Way.
On Government Way.
Yeah,
so
they've
check
been
out,
really popular.
Check out CDA artsandculturealliance.org.
Right.
And you can see. Aren't you impressed that I remembered that?
You did good.
Thank you. But check out our website and see all the photos that we have about all our programming and
all the stuff going
all
on.
the stuff
Oh,
that's
and we
going
have
on.
a new program. It's called Art Connect. And we're expanding the Music for the Wise program into the assisted living homes with art exhibits and bringing artists to do their work in these homes. And
that's so nice.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Abby's doing a great job.
Yeah, Abby Light, our program director.
Yep.
So very good.
Anyway, well, we're excited to have Brett DePew here from
Yes.
Sorensen.
Yes.
Thanks for being here, Brett.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Well,
Yep.
welcome.
Yeah.
Brett is the principal of Sorensen Magnet School.
Yep.
I get the great honor to have that position. It's a great place to be.
It's a great
Yeah,
school.
we're really impressed with that school.
Good.
It's pretty cool. We got to
Yeah.
talk to David Groth first season, and he
Okay.
talked about the school and kind of how it all started. And so let's hear a little bit about you and how you got involved.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Dave because David, even though he's no longer working in the building, he's definitely left a permanent mark in terms of his teaching philosophy and his vision for a magnet school. And so where we currently are today and post-COVID is we're trying to get back and reground ourselves to a lot of those important, what we refer to as pillars at Sorensen Magnet School, those things that kind of maybe in a way set us a little bit apart from some of the other or traditional elementary schools. Our focus is on arts and humanities, and David was always coming from that mind and space in terms of teaching and how can students learn and be inspired and find passion in their own learning if they're learning in an environment where the arts and humanities are celebrated, as well as we weave them into our core instruction, so math and reading and science, and trying to continue to find ways to do that. And that is, that's a legacy that David was a part of, and we're very proud of that. So today, we continue to provide that to our students. We have 314 students in our school, kindergarten through 5th grade. You want to know a little bit about our programming?
Yes.
Okay, so our programming, sponsored by the Magnet Fund, which is a result of contributions brought to the school from our Sorensen community, our Coeur d'Alene community, and regional community throughout the state, as well as we're always looking and working on grants, working towards finding more grant sources to help supplement our Magnet Fund. When Sorensen Magnet School started, the big commitment came from our community, who was very, very much in favor of having an arts and humanities school, offering the additional programs to support this and being able to support it annually through our auction. So currently we raise anywhere from $75,000 to $85,000 a year from our annual auction. That money is used towards our programs. Examples of programming, we have before and after school performance teams at the school. So students will come in at 7:30 in the morning and they'll get 45 minutes to an hour of marimbas or theater or dance. Same thing after school. They can have the opportunity to participate in Lego Club, world drumming, fine arts class, Spanish class, all of those offerings happen before and after school. And our goal every year is to try and get every one of our 314 students to sign up for one, maybe a couple. Sometimes we have students who are able to and have the capacity to be a part of 2 or 3 of those groups. And what that does, the result that we hope is that students find something that they love and they're passionate about. They see themselves not only as learners in that, but they also see this, if they're learning to play in world drumming, for example, it's a discipline. There's an art form to it, just like in all of any one of your art forms that you practice in your own lives. And so they get exposed to that. At the elementary level, we offer that menu of different performance teams, and they can choose which one they want, and then they continue to participate in it throughout their elementary years. And then they get into middle school, and the middle school programs will offer some form of a theater program or a the band and orchestra program or the choir program, those types of things. So there's opportunity for them to carry that forward into secondary, middle school, high school. And then from there, if they so choose to pursue the college level, and it may be something they decide to major in and they want to continue as part of their career path, and then sometimes it's something that they want to minor in just so they continue to have it in their life, or maybe they don't major or minor in it at all, but it's there and it's a part of who they are. And that's the overall end result that we're always aiming for, is our students find an opportunity to find something they are passionate about, they learn something about themselves. I use the word integrity a lot. If our students can leave our elementary magnet school doors with a strong sense of integrity, then we know they're equipped for middle school and hopefully beyond.
I will say a funny thing about not a funny thing, we had kids in our neighborhood that went to Sorensen. And unfortunately our kids, we moved back when our kids were going into junior high, elementary school and junior high, and couldn't get our son into Sorensen. And he went to Fernham, which was fine. But his best friend, who lived down the street, went to Sorensen. And he would come home and he goes, I learned how to juggle today. And he was like, I'm unicycling today. And so because he was his best friend, my son now juggles and unicycles.
I love that.
And so it spread.
Right.
It spread. And I've known many kids who've gone to Sorensen, and they're super, super creative kids that I feel like are a little more well-rounded and just have a great outlook on life. So I can see the positive effects on those kids, plus the other kids. They can also, spread the wealth.
Right.
Let's say.
Well, I've always touted the power of the creative process and what it does to kids and our brains, and makes us a little more flexible in thinking, and just to have those problem-solving skills is regardless of whether they go into the arts or not, they always have that, and I think that's super important.
It is. Another example, if I may, we have what's called the Arts and Humanities block, and it's part of our master schedule at the school. So our students, 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the last 45 minutes a day, they go to A&H time, Arts and Humanities time. And several of those performance teams that I mentioned earlier, marimbas and world drumming and fine arts and Spanish, and we offer a menu. There's 11 of those opportunities that's offered in this A&H rotation, and so our students get 2 weeks in each one of those offerings from kindergarten through 5th grade. So that's kind of the entry or the introductory level of the performance teams or the arts and humanities offerings. But what that does is they get a little exposure in the A&H schedule, the rotation, and then they say, "Ooh, I liked Spanish in my A&H, so I'm going to join the Spanish club," and then they start to participate in Spanish club after school, which is part of the performance team menu of offerings.
Right.
And we hire our own teaching staff that's already in the building teach most of those, but we also hire additional staff, artists from our community who come in and teach on the A&H block, artists from our community who also come in and teach or work as performance team directors, either in the before or the after school programs. That money that we raise every year from the auction goes towards paying those employees, as well as whatever equipment we need to purchase, as well as equipment maintenance that goes along. You have upwards of 50 hand drums that get used every week, and they need upkeep, and so that's an example of the money is we are very diligent. It's a village effort to determine how that budget is spent every year, because we want to try and reach as many of our students as we can and make it as accessible and equitable as we possibly can. Every year in the spring, we're just about to launch into the conversations related to budget for next school year. If there's any changes that happen, this is the time of year where we start to kind of plan forward for that.
Right,
so it's a big village effort. And all voices, we try to include all voices as much as we can.
Well, I know this community, I think, is really proud that we have such a great
How long has Sorensen been around?
Well, the Magnet School, I think this is our 17th year as a magnet school, if I'm correct. Sorensen as a school, as an elementary school, has been there for many, 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 many years. I couldn't say exactly how many.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Kristen went there. She's whispering, Kristen.
And we always, that's part of something that we always try to never lose sight of, is it's that school, that building itself is kind of sort of a community monument.
Yeah.
And so whenever we have people who come and are inquiring about Sorensen, we hear so many things, we read so many things online about your school, we never take advantage of or lose sight of the fact that it's been around for a long time. And again, I say it again, we really always try to allow all voices heard as it relates to Sorensen, because you have people who've never been there, just walked in yesterday, and people who were students there from way back when, and it's all about connections. I talk about connections in our art world, and we're a little educational magnet school in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, but our connections are far-reaching throughout the state and across the country, from all people who either have been touched by it or had an opportunity to come in and touch the school in one shape or another.
Well, that brings me to Sorensen was actually honored by the governor in the Governor's Awards in the Arts. That's pretty exciting. That was great to see you there. accept your award.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about who nominated you and how that came about.
Absolutely. Jill McFarland is our arts director. She's also a local artist here in Coeur d'Alene. Jill is a former Sorensen parent. Her kids came to our school. She's very passionate about the school. She does a lot of work for us related to finding local artists to help teach our programs, as well as she does a lot of the research for grants, as well as grant writing. She's very in touch with the Coeur d'Alene arts world, as well as the regional arts world. And she came on board, I think, 3 years ago as our arts director. She came to me last year and mentioned this. I think I'm gonna apply for this. And as she always does, she pops by my office. She says, "I got this idea. I want to," and I'm always coming from the space of "Tell me about it. Tell me more. Tell me more."
Right.
And with the ultimate hope in my life is to say yes versus no.
Yeah, right.
And so I said, "Yes, go." And then I didn't hear about it for a while. And then lo and behold, here in the fall is when we got the notice that we were being recognized and awarded by the governor. And so Jill was behind all of that. And that's just one of so many wonderful things that she does. And her position is paid from the Magnet Fund. It's not from our district or another grant. Right now it comes from the Magnet Fund. And she does all those things that kind of are related to the Arts and Humanities side and the Magnet side of the school program. Which is a very large undertaking, and that position was invented before I came to serve as principal at the school. And all I know is that I'm very thankful that it happened before I got there, because the work and the progress we've been able to make and the ground we've gained over this period of time has been remarkable due to her efforts. So and previous, Carrie Scazzaro was the first arts director at the school, and Carrie played a very large part in that too.
She did.
Yeah. I try to never leave anybody out.
Right.
And I do. I know I always do, but I'm trying to be as inclusive as I can. Because,
we like both of them.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. So the award for us felt like it was a long time coming, just in terms of the focus of the school and trying to continue to all of our decisions that we make at the school every year are related to making sure that we're preserving the important pillars, the magnet programs and the A&H block and all the performance teams, that we're able to continue to provide that. That's what our community wanted when this whole thing started to turn Sorensen into a magnet school. And so the Governor's Award was a reflection of that, this past 17 years of work, not only by our staff in the school, but by our community.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
And at every opportunity, I try to make that very clear, because it wasn't just a few folks. It was a village effort.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, it's Jason from Tubbs Coffee Roasters. We are North Idaho's specialty coffee roaster. We are homegrown and we are local. We love coffee and we love our community, especially Allie and Callie and Artcast. We have a retail space in our roastery in Hayden, and we can also be found on the shelves at Super One and Yokes. And if you like to buy coffee online, we do offer subscriptions. You can find us at tubbscoffeeroasters.com. Support arts and culture and your local roaster. That's all.
I had asked, the Post Falls levy is going through also, and I had asked them about the lottery. It's supposed to help fund schools, and they said that it's like this tiny little amount it's a big amount, but when you break it down and it's spread through all the schools in Idaho, it ends up being a tiny little amount that goes to each school. So it's interesting. That was interesting to me. But I would love to know more about how magnet schools are funded. I know you get some funding from the district. So can you just kind of explain that a little bit?
Sure, absolutely. Sorensen, our district funding for all of the elementary schools in Coeur d'Alene 271 is based on a a recipe, a mathematical recipe, and it's related to the size of your school, your student population. And so our district, our state funds each one of the school districts throughout the state using that type of whatever you want to call it, theorem, recipe. And so the money that Sorensen gets from our school district it's the same as any other elementary school in our community.
Right.
And based on the student population, as well as free and reduced lunch percentages. The funding for our magnet programs is a little different. That comes from the annual auction and soiree. Again, primarily parents whose children are in our school. A lot of those folks might have a tie to a local business, and so they're either contributing through the lens of their local business or their own family, privately, I guess. And then there are families that no longer are connected to the school. Their children have moved on, but for whatever reason, they continue to support our programs because they recognize the value of it.
Right.
In addition to that, there is the Coeur d'Alene business community who are always coming out and supporting not only Sorensen, but all of the schools as best they can. Sorensen, our way of giving back in a lot of ways is our performance teams getting out inside of the community and performing. So we'll get calls from local businesses saying, hey, we're going to have this this whatever it is,
opening,
a social engagement, and we were wondering if the choir, Canto de Sorensen choir, could come and perform. Absolutely. We try to always say yes to those opportunities because it exposes it puts our kids in our school under a spotlight to the larger Coeur d'Alene and regional community, and that's what keeps what I refer to as the magic. We refer to it as the magic alive. The more exposure and opportunities our kids can get out and participate, it feeds their hunger for going back to their discipline that they're learning and their integrity that they learn about themselves as they learn that in art form, so to speak. And it's a cylindrical, it's a circular process, so to speak.
Right. That makes sense.
We are recording this before the auction, but tell us a little bit about the auction that's coming up
and the past successes that you've had, because we're sure that the next one is going to be equally as successful.
We hope so. So this year the theme is Once Upon a Time, and as we all know, right now post-COVID, reading and teaching our young generation of students the art and the ability and having the freedom to be readers. I refer to it as a freedom. Everybody should have the right to learn how to read and write. And so, the fundamental of teaching a student how to read opens up so many doors. And so Once Upon a Time is kind of a reference. It's a very broad reference, but one reference to Once Upon a Time is that there are so many wonderful children's stories that come from that corner of the library, so to speak. And kids, I don't know about you all, but Once Upon a Time to me as a young kid, that's all you had to say was that. And I'm sitting up straight and I want to know, where are we going? Is it Wizard of Oz? Is it Mary Poppins? Is it today's version?
Wind in the Willows.
Yes. And even moving to present time, Once Upon a Time has I think kind of changed a little bit because of where the industry is right now, where you see a lot of movies around superheroes, and so it's a little bit different in that sense. But again, it's a broad term, and all we want and could hope for in Sorensen is that students hear that Once Upon a Time, and then wherever their minds go, it leads them to a book, and it leads them to be inspired to read.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's great.
So what is your fundraiser? It's a big auction, and you get a lot of. I've never been. I need to go.
We need to get you tickets.
Yeah,
We've never been.
Right.
Kristen, I see Kristen there. She always comes up and says hello. So the auction is it's a very special evening. to us, it is an annual coming together of the Sorensen community where people, no matter how close or how far the connections are, it's an opportunity to come in and get involved. And,
Right.
There's, we're always hoping that people are willing to give financially, but that's not the whole picture. We're also hoping, we just want to pull people in to be a part of the experience and be a part of the evening, because in one way or another, Sorensen has touched their lives. And so when I was a parent, when my son was going through Sorensen, we went and we volunteered at the auction. We weren't in a position to give a lot of money to the Magnet Fund, but we did go and volunteer, and we had lots of fun going and trying to encourage people to participate in the silent auction. A lot of the volunteerism is related to getting people to, buy a ring that blinks, and I can't remember what you call the game, but when you have the ring, the blinking ring, when it starts to blink, that's your opportunity to go and cast your vote for either to answer a question, if it's and there's prizes related to that.
Right.
Sorry, I'm not describing that blinking ring.
Okay,
very
but I
well,
like the blinking
I know.
ring.
blinking ring.
I know.
There's bling.
There's bling. Go with their blinking
rings
ring.
all over
I love it.
And there's always a fun theme. Our families get really excited about dressing to the theme, whatever
cool.
it is. We've had ROTC theme. We've had this year, the Once Upon a Time theme really lends itself to anything related to any book. So I hear people talking about Peter and the Wolf, Mary Poppins, who was the Peter Pan, anything along those lines.
I have the dress.
Do you?
I need tickets.
Yeah. I was in Spokane on Saturday, searching for costume shops, trying to find, get my ideas together. I'm not sure as to what we're wearing yet, but
Right.
but it's fun, and there is this every year. The people who come annually, they know, and they feel very compelled to dress up and go completely overboard. And we have lots of our families, some of their kids have been in the school 8, 10, 12 years, and so they're the ones who kind of continue to carry the torch about how fun it can be to come to an auction. There's music, there's the live auction, there's the silent auction. Rose Bax comes and does the live
Rose is
auction.
great.
She's legendary.
Yes.
She's such a wonderful human. The silent auction is always fun because those are contributions that families have donated, and it can be a ski package, a fishing package. It can be. There's no limits to those types of things, and huge, huge.
That sound.
And is it? And do you hold it actually in Sorensen?
No, this we do it. We for many years we did it here at the resort, or out at the golf course at the Hagedorn.
At the event center,
which is where we are again this year.
Oh, okay.
The event center. Also, I should also include be wrong of me not to, and that is our student artwork. Our students, every one of our grade level classes produce a classroom piece of art.
Oh,
and
yay.
You can imagine for the past 17 years, there's 12 sections altogether, 12 sections, first kindergarten through 5th grade.
Right.
Over 17 years of classroom art that is all over the country by now, that people have in their homes.
And so that's auctioned off too?
That gets auctioned off as well.
Oh, wow.
And it's really... each class, the teachers are tasked with finding either a parent volunteer or a local artist who's willing to volunteer their time and come in and work with the kids to create their art project, which goes on the auction block at the auction. And so there's all sorts of really, really wonderful, and I would call, I don't know if high level's the word, but amazing high-level artwork that comes that's produced by students.
That's great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fun.
Do the students also perform?
Every once in a while we have the kids will come in and perform. It's usually an adult atmosphere evening at the event, so it's rare unless we're able to kind of come up with a plan that
that
works.
makes sense.
But otherwise, we've had recordings of the kids singing the Sorensen song. We've turned that into kind of a rock pop song in 1 year. Where we had actually, a couple of soloists singing the verses, and then we had a choir of kids singing the chorus backgrounds all together.
Oh, I've never heard the
with
song.
rock music in there. Michael Kep, who you
right,
here,
yeah.
Michael has a studio, and him and I did that several years back, where we got to work on that together.
That's
and
cool.
collaborate. So another example of a community collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So again, another aspect of the auction is that there are so many people who contribute either by coming in and helping to volunteer, helping to work with students in the classroom to create art, helping to donate either financially or something that they have. If they have a cabin up north on Priest Lake, they want to contribute in that type of form. I've always tried to find a way to make it or frame it so that it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what you're able to give. We just want you to come and be a part of this great event because of how you've been a part of this school and are part of our success.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, and we know it takes a lot more than just auctions and even what you get from our lovely government.
Hey ladies, have you heard about NIA yet? Hi, I'm Marilee Wallace and I'm a proud board member of the Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance and owner of NIA. That's short for the North Idaho Alliance. We specialize in leadership development specifically focused in connecting women to programs, workshops, and networking to educate, empower, and enrich their lives. Our goal is to make positive impacts in the community while helping other women in North Idaho succeed. Next up is our annual Onward and Upwards Women's Conference set for May 24th, and our new event, Women with Cool Jobs, scheduled for early summer. And then keep a lookout to register for our super popular Women of Impact Leadership Roundtable series. That begins every September. So I hope you'll look us up. We're at thenorthidahoalliance.com. Find us on Facebook or just give us a call, 208-660-1557. Go out and make it an impactful day.
So anyway, I wanted to go back into the levy. That's a vote coming up. That's very important to our community and
and funding our schools and ensuring that the arts continue in the schools.
Yes.
And what can you tell us about the levy?
Well, what I can tell you with confidence, everybody, is that encouraging our community to get out and vote.
Yes.
For this levy, it's a really important time, and we want to hear from the community. It doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter which way everybody votes. I can speak without even saying which way I'm going to vote. That as an educator, the programs that are supported by the levy are vital.
Yes.
And without the community support, we lose a quarter of that funding. And
that's a lot.
This is not meant to scare the community by any means, and it's a reality that if we lose that funding, there are so many programs that'll go away, related not only to the arts, but also to the extracurricular activities that happen, the co-curriculars, some of the co-curricular activities that happen in elementary, middle school, and high school. And those are some of the programs, as I said, and when you're hoping to reach students and help them find their passion in life, their own version of integrity. And I fall in this category as well. I learned who I was through music, and it started not only in elementary school, but it continued to grow in middle school and high school. I had so many wonderful people in my education program who made those positive impressions and gave so much to me as a learner. Those people, those educators, they rely on that funding in order to be able to carry their message forward. It's part of the what we as a community can do to fill in the gap that our state isn't able to fill in right now, unfortunately. And the times of trying to have or continuing the conversation as to, can we go back and have another and see if the state would relook so we can do away with having levies and rely on consistent state funding. That conversation seems to be getting further and further and further away from us. I know our governor doesn't feel that way. I know our governor, being there at the Governor's Awards, I know very much where him and his wife stand in this. but it's the state as a whole really getting the state to not forget about arts and on all the extra and co-curricular activities that are provided in schools. This is our opportunity as a community, once again, to come out and demonstrate that if we truly support those programs that we offer in schools, being not only arts and humanities, but also the athletics, all those co-curricular pieces, all the additional personnel that we hire and bring in from our community and region to be able to support those. The people who know that information are able to carry that forth to our students. This is our opportunity. You walk down Sherman Avenue and you see all the wonderful artwork that's there. That's a reflection of our community.
It is.
And I try to frame it in from the place of, if we support that out there, we most definitely and certainly should be supporting it in schools right now. It's a hard time because of so much change going on that are related to politics.
Right.
And I just encourage people to look past that and think about kids.
Right.
If you have students in your system, in our systems right now, or had students, or eventually someday are going to have students, by and large, this is the time to get out and vote. Cast your
Right,
vote.
I agree.
And the
my
vote's in
understanding is that, the actual increase in people's taxes is really pretty small when you look at the overall. It's only like $95 per,
it's $19 more.
Yeah, $19 more.
100,000.
So people have been paying about $76 per 100,000, and it's going to go up to $95. That's not a huge increase, and I can't think of a better investment.
Yeah.
And there's two levies. There's the supplemental levy and the safety
and
maintenance
maintenance.
levy.
Right.
And
Correct.
so that would be also another one, a little increase, about the same amount, $19
Yes.
more. So, I mean, you could spend that in coffee. I swear to God.
You could.
So let's think about.
Or if you hang out at Studio 107 in jewelry.
Yes, we have the rings.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But there's so many things that the levy, if you go to the site.
You can learn more at voteidaho.gov.
Exactly.
On the
And you
levy.
can read exactly what we're trying to help fund.
Yeah.
So, so they're trying to be very transparent, and that this money is just not going out there to, Joe Schmo. Let's just say this
Right.
is where it's going. We need more in athletics and textbooks and safety and security and health and school nurses, and there's so much more, but you can all see that.
Right.
So learn, educate, and
Educate
vote.
yourself and vote.
Please.
And that's the most important thing,
Yes.
is to
That's the
get
most
out
thing.
and vote.
Yes.
March 14th.
March 1-4.
Yes.
Or if you get an absentee ballot like I did,
Oh.
I voted today.
You did?
I did.
Oh my gosh. Good
Yep.
for you.
Thank you
I
for your
know.
vote.
Awesome, Allie.
My pleasure.
You're ahead of the game. Oh, well, I'll probably vote on the 14th. But, because I didn't do an absentee, I'll be here. 'Cause
I like absentee votes because often what happens on the day, election day, I get busy.
And then you're like,
then
"Ah."
all of a sudden I go, oh my God, I didn't get to the polls. And
Right.
this way, and when there's, my ballot only had the levy on it this time. But the last time I had, a lot of choices.
Lots,
And
Yeah.
it gave me the opportunity
To look it up.
really research it and really know who I was voting for,
Yeah.
which I think is also really important.
Again, educate yourself.
Educate yourself.
Absolutely.
So anyway,
This has
yes.
been so nice.
I know it's been great having you, Brett, and getting to know you a little bit better. And I'm excited about February 25th, which will have already happened, but maybe Callie and I can go down
I
there
know,
and,
maybe so.
and
I hope
make a
so.
big deal on our Facebook page.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's
that'd be
kind of
fun.
what I was
Nice
thinking.
idea.
That'd be fun.
In costume.
Once upon a
I'm
time.
going to be the Wicked Witch.
I could be Snow White.
Yeah, and I'll be the wicked stepmother.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
We already know. We've invited ourselves.
We have.
Just like Allie and Callie.
Oh, yeah. That's our MO.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, Brett, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. We love the school.
We do.
Love supporting
Good.
the arts. Because
And
that's
the
what we
humanities.
do. And the humanities.
Thank you for your support. Thank you for the opportunity to be here.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah.
So don't forget to vote.
Don't forget to vote.
March 14th.
Yep.
And
I'm Allie.
and I'm Callie. And whatever you do today, make sure it's creative.
Good job. I think you almost forgot what you were going to say.
Did. It's been too long.
The Allie and Callie Artcast is a program of the Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance and is sponsored by NIA, North Idaho Alliance, a woman-based leadership organization designed to inspire, uplift, and impact your community and lives. And Tubbs Coffee Roasters, globally sourced, locally roasted coffee.